Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the SenTiNel Toys, the Marvel Fighting Armor Deadpool, the X-Force version. Here in the US, it is a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive, so big shout out and thank you to BBTS for getting this out my way so I can review for you guys. This is also bittersweet as we have come to the end. I now have every single Marvel Fighting Armor figure that has been released. I've got them all. I haven't reviewed the black and gold Iron Man, and I haven't reviewed the Iron Spider. And if there's enough interest from you guys, let me know down in the comments below, and maybe I'll do like a combo review, do both of them together. But at this point, I have every single one. I have the complete entire line, and I've absolutely loved it. And I'm a little bummed that I've now come at the end of the road, waiting for any possible potential future releases. I would love to see a Daredevil, love to see a Moon Knight, would love to see a Hulk, but that would be big, right? You know, this line does have a lot of reuse and things like that. If they do some new tooling and stuff, maybe we'll see a Hulk. I think they did show a prototype of a Hulkbuster a couple of years ago at a convention somewhere overseas. If that ever comes to fruition, that would be amazing. But as of right now, there are no other future, there's no other pre-orders or anything like that. Hopefully the line will continue. Hopefully we will see other ones. I'd really love to. But in the meantime, go back and watch any of the other previous videos if you're interested. But check this one out and then head over to Big Bad Toy Store. Be able to pick up any of the ones. Not every single figure is still available on Big Bad Toy Store, but a large number of them are currently in stock, such as the X-Force Deadpool as well as the regular Deadpool. And that is actually a reissue along with Wolverine. So make sure to check them out, bigbadtoystore.com. But here we have the X-Force Deadpool version, and then as you can see on the box, we've got the gray, and then the kind of the foil carding there. It actually says Deadpool X-Force version, and the really cool thing is it has that rainbow effect to it, whereas all the other ones were just kind of regular silver and didn't have like a rainbow effect. So that was pretty cool. So looking at the two, they kind of posed them out to kind of be the same there, so that is really cool. I will do a full side-by-side comparison, obviously, so you guys can see the X-Force version along with the regular one. When I first started reviewing these figures, Cyclops was the first one. Cyclops instantly became one of my absolute all-time favorite action figures. In fact, for 2024, it was my #1. And then I got the reissue Deadpool. And that kind of surpassed the Cyclops because this thing is absolutely beautiful. The deep metallic red, the glossy black, it just looks so good. But now we're going to take a look at this X-Force version in the black and gray, which is cool. You've got a lot of plastic in there, so you can't really see the figure. Here, you're throwing up the X-Force. You can see Deadpool there. We got all the same accessories and everything like that. It's essentially the same figure, but we get the X-Force color. So let's go ahead, check out the box there, looking at them all posed out. So let's go ahead, get the figure out of the box, and let's take a look. Okay, so here is the X-Force Deadpool figure out of the package. And you know what? One thing about this thing that I didn't realize until actually having it in my hand and opening it up, I thought this figure was all like gray and black. It is not. Like, the promo images really make it look like there's the gray and black color. But this, I wouldn't necessarily call this black. I would call this like a gunmetal or titanium like color. Probably more gunmetal, I guess. So it's not actually a black. It's just a darker gray. And you know what? I don't mind it. Like this, like I think a glossy black would look good because like the holsters here, glossy black, it could work for sure. But we get this dark gray, and you know what? I'm kind of liking it. I'm kind of liking it. No doubt that black would have looked good. I don't know that I can confidently say that black would look better. But you know, I guess either way, kind of how it worked out, you know, it works pretty good. He is very like bright in color, and one thing, it's not just like this flat gray color. It's like it's got like a metallic sheen to it, almost like a pearlescent white kind of thing. Which is kind of cool because I just thought it was just going to be like this flat gray and like kind of dull looking, but there's some shine to it, which is pretty cool. We'll get in for a closer look here pretty soon. We'll just have him doing, you know, X-Force, you know, throwing the hands up, and then I got Deadpool kind of in the background. I have a little bit of fun there. So we're going to throw that Deadpool off to the side, and we're going to focus on the X-Force Deadpool. So let's go ahead and zoom in. Let's take a closer look at the figure. We'll look at the accessories, go over the articulation, do the full side-by-side comparisons, and all that good stuff. Okay, so here we have an up-close look at the Deadpool, the X-Force version of Deadpool, again, exclusive to Big Bad Toy Store. And it looks really good. Again, there's the gray is not just like this flat gray. It's got like a metallic shine to it. As you can see, kind of the way the light shines off of it. It's kind of cool. it's kind of nice. So it's not just, you know, typical like flat gray in there. So that does make it nice. And again, the dark metal colors, or the gunmetal, the dark gray in there looks pretty good. Black would have looked good too, but they went with the dark gray. I don't mind it. It just threw me off a little bit, but I kind of like it. We get red eyes in there. The original has silver eyes, as you could see there. But yeah, I'm digging it. We get the same accessories that the regular Deadpool came with, so we get 2 katanas there. We get the 4 shuriken throwing stars right there that will kind of peg onto his hip there, and then we get the 2 handguns. These are done in this nice like silver color. Let me pull one out. Have it kind of stuck in that holster pretty good, I guess, and I'll just do it that way. Oh, I think I pushed it in a little too much there. We get 2 of these handguns, and they have this nice silver color in here. Both are the same. You get a little bit of a Deadpool logo there on the handle of that gun. And then the holster portions, these just kind of clip onto the leg. So you can just kind of, you can just, you know, holster the weapon in there like so. And then if you just kind of force it in a little bit, it won't move. And I guess I just forced it in a little too much and didn't kind of want to come out there. And then it just kind of wraps around the leg. As you could see there. It's not a super sturdy grip, but it holds on there well enough. And then again, the shurikens are kind of pokey, so I just got to pull them off. This hip piece is die cast, so you know that peg isn't going anywhere, but we get 6 of these throwing stars. They're all the same, and then they just peg onto the side. So when you have these off of the peg, one thing though is that it's kind of weird because you just have this peg on the side of the hip that does nothing there. So just a heads up on that. That's why it's kind of good to just kind of keep them on there, because it fills in that space, and you know, looks pretty good. So we're going to peg those back on there, and that's cool that we get those. Looking at the rest of the figure, you get the multiple pieces to the torso there, which allows for some good articulation. The Deadpool belt buckle there, and it does have this that nice metallic red that we have on the previous Deadpool release. So it's that same metallic red, which I really like, that deep red, which is good. And then just kind of silver, and then that light gray, pearlescent light gray throughout. We do get some of that bright blue on some of those like arc reactor spots throughout the figure. So like there on the forearms, in the hands, at the knees, and then on the back of the legs as well, which is cool. And then the bottom of the feet. So we've got that going on there. In terms of other accessories and hands, we've got fists that come on the figure already. And then he also comes with a pair of trigger finger hands, as you could see there. So we got turn them around. You got the trigger finger hands. And then you get the wide open hands there. And then you also get the katana holding hands, so you could slip the katana into those hands, so those grip hands. So like if we were doing one of the katanas, you would just pull it out, and then you can just slip. Oops, kind of did that backwards. You could slip the katana right into his hand, and he can hold that there. So that is good. Just kind of all black in color with a little bit of silver for the edge of the blade there. So that is really cool. So that is the Deadpool. So now let's go ahead and check out the articulation. These things articulate pretty well. There's die cast and plastic parts in there, but these things move. You'd be surprised. All right, so let's go over Deadpool's articulation. For this, I'm actually going to take the katanas out because, you know, they are plastic, but they are a little bit of a harder plastic, so I'd be scared that they would kind of snap. Like, I tend to, like, drop these things around and then fall on it. I want to just be careful with that. Anyway, the head, you can get Deadpool's head to look all the way up. People keep asking me if you could swap the heads out and stuff like that. The heads aren't necessarily made to come out, although I do see, like, a ball peg. Yeah, I'm not going to pull that head off. I'm a little worried about it. It looks like there's a ball peg in there, but it's not something that's going to come off too easily. Maybe if you heat it up, maybe you'd be able to get it. Again, I'm not going to try. The neck and the head are 2 separate pieces. One thing about these things, my biggest criticism is I hate the gap that the neck has when you kind of, you know, tilt the neck up to look up, which kind of sucks. You can get him to look all the way down. Looking up was good. You could turn the head, and then you could also turn the neck, and you get some really good pivot and things going on with it there. The shoulder, you can get the shoulder to go straight on out. You get a full rotation in that shoulder. There is a little bit of a butterfly in there. It doesn't allow you a whole lot of movement going back, but you can get some. And then coming forward, crossbody is going to be pretty difficult because we do get some hard pieces. This upper torso might be die cast. I'm not expert in there just by feel, but I think that is. So you're not going to get a whole lot of give to kind of go crossbody. You got upper bicep swivel in there. Double jointed elbow gives you that much bend there. Wrist swivel and the hinge. It's on a ball joint, so you could swivel and hinge any which way you need. And then the torso, we get a couple of points of articulation in that torso, so we can get some good movement going on in there. So you could tilt to the left that much there. You could force it a little bit, but it won't really stay, as you could see. And then tilting the other way, kind of the same thing. There, you could tilt to his right. Leaning back, you can lean back pretty darn far, as you could see there, which is really good. And then coming forward, you can come forward a little bit, as you could see there, which is good. And you get several different moving parts kind of in that back there. And then you can kind of roll around a little bit. You could swivel at that upper diaphragm. The waist does have a tiny bit of swivel in there as well, but not a huge amount, so just a heads up on that. The legs have this drop down feature, so you could drop the leg down that much, and that's how you're going to be able to kick him forward, kick the leg forward that much, and then you can get that leg to go back all the way, as you can see there. And I just dropped the other Deadpool, and then like if we pull both those legs down, how far those holsters kind of get in the way with those throwing stars. You can get the legs to go out that far apart, which is pretty good there. And then so at that drop down, you also get the thigh swivel in there. You get a double jointed knee, gives you that much bend there, which is quite nice. You have an ankle swivel in there. You can hinge the foot down that much, and then you can hinge up a little bit, and you have this flat piece that hinges up, which will allow you to get the ankle up a little bit more, which is good. And then you also have toe articulation in there, and then you do have some pivot. So pretty good articulation on these guys, even though, yes, there are some die-cast parts in there, like the hip. I think that upper torso piece, they still get a lot of really good movement that you wouldn't necessarily think out of a figure that has some die-cast parts. Okay, so full side-by-side comparison here. You can see the two Deadpool figures. They're the exact same. We just get X-Force colors versus the regular suit colors. Accessories are all the same and all of that good stuff. They both look really good. You guys let me know down in the comments below, which one do you prefer, the X-Force version or the Deadpool version? For me, it's still the winner as the regular Deadpool red and black version, because something about this metallic red and glossy black just looks so freaking good. Now, the X-Force Deadpool one, still a very solid figure. Like, if you like this one, then of course you're probably going to like the way this one moves, the accessories, the articulation, all of that good stuff. It's just not the classic Deadpool colors, and that's okay. Still looks really good. What I would love to see, and this would be an extremely easy one. Well, I guess it wouldn't necessarily be easy unless they just kind of cheated their way to do this, is if we got an X-Force Wolverine. Now, I mean, they could do it. I don't know that these shoulder pads are going to be necessary. Like, they could do it. Just give us, like, this Wolverine in black and gray, right? That would be really cool. So build out some more X-Force characters. It'd be a very easy one to do. They recently, reissued Deadpool and reissued Wolverine, so you could have those figures. Obviously, because the Deadpool and Wolverine movie had come out, they were like, oh, hey, by the way, we're going to reissue these ones. And that gives people an opportunity to get these figures again. I, for one, really appreciated that I was able to, get this figure, because had I not ever gotten this Deadpool, I would have been missing out, not realizing what I had missed on. As good as that Cyclops is, and I absolutely love it, this Deadpool is my number one. Wolverine is still very good. X-Force Deadpool, very good, but the regular classic red and black Deadpool, my favorite. Okay, so just kind of having some fun with some poses. We got him kind of posed out with the swords and stuff. Again, you could do a whole lot of fun stuff. So let's kind of just get through kind of a couple of things for you guys to have some fun. Yeah, here's another fun one. I think I kind of pulled it off. I think picture-wise looks pretty good. He's making an X with the swords, like X-Force, right? So there's some fun there. But let's go ahead and put his pistols on his hands, and let's see what we can do. Okay, so, I mean, I'm not the greatest at posing figures or anything like that, but I think this is a pretty good one. When you have it kind of right there, and you kind of look at it from that point of view, I think that came out looking pretty good. What do you guys think? I think I worked it. I think I got it. I think that was pretty good, especially, cropped in, zoomed in. Looks pretty good. And then kind of just trying something silly, the whole X-Force, making an X, and it's a little bit harder to do when he's got the big pistols, because they just kind of get in the way. Yeah, not my best. Or how about a 1-in-1? You got a sword in one hand, you got a gun in the other hand, and there we go. But that is the X-Force Deadpool, the Sentinel fighting armor figures. Each one of these figures also come with like an action stand or flight stand type of deal. I just didn't put it together to kind of show you guys here, but each figure does come with one. I absolutely love the line, even though at this point there's no other additional ones that have been solicited for pre-order or anything like that. I'm still really loving what they did, and again, I'm hopeful for the future that Sentinel will do some more releases. You know, easy one would be give us an X-Force Wolverine, but you know, wishful thinking would be like a Daredevil and a Moon Knight and Hulk, and that Hulkbuster end up getting released. Maybe one day we shall see. You guys let me know what you guys think of this line. What do you think of the X-Force Deadpool? Which one is your favorite? Give me all your guys' thoughts down in the comments below. If you're looking to pick up this X-Force Deadpool or any of the other Marvel fighting armor figures, majority of them are in stock right now at BigBadToyStore.com, so make sure to check out the link in the video description below. Leave your guys' comments. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and as always, thank you for watching.